It has been a long time, Bears fans, but it is great to be back home in Chocolate Town. I'm Scott Stuccio. Welcome to more coverage of your East Division leaders here on HersheyBears.com. Be honest, worries were in the air when the road trip of the last 2 weeks loomed on the calendar. 2 games at Wilkes-Barre-Scranton with a game at Binghamton sandwiched in between. A return home, 2 practice days, then a 6-hour trip to New England. Games against the Worcester Sharks and Portland Pirates. Then a 9-hour ride home through the crisp, clear overnight back to Chocolate Town. Nobody knew how many points the Bears would be able to bag up and bring back. Well, now we know. Jim O'Brien netted an empty net goal against the Worcester Sharks on Wednesday, a necessary insurance marker that allowed the season-high 44 saves from Philip Grubauer stand up in a 3-2 Hershey victory. Andre Burakovsky then picked a sweet time for his first AHL goal as he provided the heroics in Hershey's 3-2 overtime victory over the Portland Pirates on Friday. And finally, after shaking off what should actually have been the overtime winner by Casey Wellman, the Bears regrouped and won 4-3 in overtime in the Saturday rematch at Cross Insurance Arena. Tim Kennedy, who started the week scoring, finished it on a 2-on-1 rush with Connor Carrick. 6 out of 6 points. Another perfect week, a 6-point lead on the East Division second-place team in Wilkes-Barre-Scranton, and still, with 11 games left on the schedule, the Bears have so much more to play for. They trail the conference and league-leading Manchester Monarchs by just 3 points, and who's in town for a pair of games this week? The Manchester Monarchs. It's amazing how the schedule works itself out, so let's come back in the Den, presented by Travel Champs, and look ahead as the Bears come back to defend the Den. The return of the Monarchs to Giant Center will also mark the return of the Bears' all-time penalty minute leader and true fan favorite of the late 80s and 90s, Mike Stothers. The 1980 first-round pick of the Philadelphia Flyers spent 8 seasons in Chocolate Town, lighting up this Hershey Park arena with big hits, entertaining scraps, and thundering checks to the tune of 1,519 penalty minutes. The Toronto native wrapped up his playing career after 1991-92, one in which he served as a player-assistant coach. When the Bears' affiliation with the Flyers was up after 95-96 and the Philadelphia Phantoms were born, Stothers departed for the new club, and the Bears embarked on a journey with the Colorado Avalanche as their NHL partner. It has been nearly 20 years since Stothers was on the home bench in some capacity at Hershey Park Arena. He has yet to see Giant Center, and on Friday and Saturday this week, he will, behind the bench of the team with the best record in the American Hockey League. A weekend sweep of the Atlantic Division foes, Providence, St. John's, and Portland, have Stothers' Monarchs sitting at 90 points at a record of 41, 15, 6-2. The team leads the league with 27 wins at home. Hershey ranks second and boasts the top scorer in the league, forward Brian O'Neill, whose 70 points will be tough for anyone to catch. Even his teammate, forward Jordan Wheel, who is 9 points back, will have a tough time reaching him. The weakness, however, may be coming for Manchester. The club has to play 9 of its 12 remaining games on the road, where it is 14, 8, 5, and 2. And against East Division opponents, the Monarchs are 8, 4, and 1. One of those 4 losses came against the Bears back on Halloween night. Hershey had just received forward Chris Brown from the Washington Capitals, and the Monarchs had all but their veteran blue liner Andrew Bodnarchuk in the lineup. Brown scored in his first game back, Casey Wellman had a goal and 2 assists, and Philip Grubauer rattled off all 26 saves to help the Bears to a 4-0 win in a very tough building in which to play. The league's best penalty kill went 6 for 6, and the defense pair of Steve Oleksy and Cameron Schilling were +3 each. Manchester had been shut out as well by Providence just 6 days earlier, showing a rare struggle for such a talented offensive club early on. Since then, however, the Monarchs have solidified themselves as a playoff team once again, and being the top developmental club of the Los Angeles Kings, it's easy to see why. But should the Bears be able to pull victories out of Friday and Saturday, not only will Hershey close in on clinching a playoff berth, but the top record in the league will be up for grabs. Whoever holds that at the end of the season not only gets a nice piece of hardware, but also home ice for the entire Calder Cup playoffs. The Bears and Monarchs meet on Friday and Saturday at 7. Tickets still remain for both games. The Bears won 4 of the 6 games on their longest road trip of the season, so we would love to see Giant Center packed for both nights as we come back to defend the Den. If you can't make it, radio pregame on the entire Bears radio network hits the airwaves at 6:20. The Bears then pull out for Connecticut after Saturday night and will visit the Bridgeport Sound Tigers for a 3 p.m. Sunday tilt. The Sound Tigers are down in the standings but have been playing great hockey of late and will be a dangerous spoiler-type opponent. Airtime is 2:20 on the network. Be sure to tune in as the Bears could be close to clinching a playoff spot. That will do it for In the Den, presented by Travel Champs. I'm Scott Stuscio. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at Giant Center this weekend.